Hey there, Troopers. Rabidrabbit here, and today I want to talk about the DSV missions and the DSV Critical Dispatch daily missions. Okay, so I was going to take a look at the list that we have in here. You can check this out if you go to your profile and you go to DSV service record. As you can see, I haven't really done all too much gaming as of lately. Just been focusing more on other material, but the kind of stuff I want to talk about are like, well, how would you best tackle completing some of these missions, right? As you can see, there's stuff like you gotta kill 10,000 warriors, you gotta go after frost drones, regular drones, and things like that. Also, for the daily missions, some of these can be kind of hard to do, or it can take a few matches for you to complete. For example, the target acquired, scan 100 bugs as a ranger. Well, you might, depending on how much you scan, you might take a couple of rounds to do it. If you're playing on, something like advanced and secure, if like people are like, blowing through the missions like super fast and you can't quite get out there to scan the bugs. Well then, something like this, like every time it says like, do X amount of something, well, a good place to do that kind of mission in is like horde mode, right? Because everything is going to be kind of like a sandbox environment. You just build up the base and the bugs will come to you, so you don't have to like run around, do a bunch of like things like jump through a bunch of like hoops and things like that. Some other stuff that might be, let me pull up my list here. Some other stuff that might be a little hard to do are things like get X amount of heals as a medic. Some of the ones I've seen for that are like, I think someone was saying like had 50, 100. I had 150 one time, and that was pretty hard to do. I had to actually do that over the course of a few matches, and in those situations, kind of like the best way to tackle that one is to equip the first aid stim dart. So if you don't know what the first aid stim dart looks like, just show it off just in case. It's this thing right here. By itself, you get 10 rounds in a mag, and you can get more in your loadout if you have the utility satchel. If you want even more, then you can consider utility utilization. You just lose 50% of your repair tool speed. But it might be a good trade-off because they'll prevent you from having to go back and refill from ammo crate. So use that to heal up even the smallest scratch possible, right? That counts. Healing beacons don't count for it, I think. The first aid stim does count, but that heals them to full. You want to maximize the amount of like healing you do per shot. So the first aid stim dart is going to be good for that, especially if you hang out near a guardian. They could potentially be getting a lot of damage. You can continuously heal them, and you should be able to finish that pretty quickly. What else? Some other really crazy stuff is like that might be a little hard to do is like kill a specific boss bug on critical strike. Or not critical strike, but kill a certain boss bug And the only way you can do that if the modifier, the mutator that's, you know, if it's not in the roster here, is to then go to critical strike, because the final fight that you do at the end is always one of the boss bugs in the game. So that's going to be Tanker, 3 Royal Guard Elites, and the Scorpion. So that's how you tackle that thing, just in case you didn't know about where to go for the boss bugs. You can also just check the mutators out here. It should specify what's there. So these ones I just went over, those are just like stuff for you as the trooper. And then the one with the bug symbol, like for this one, it says take down the tanker. Right, tigers, drone ambushes. So that's how you can check, right? Always be on the lookout. Alright, so if you don't like the certain set that you've been given, you can always click on the little refresh icon here. You can only refresh it one time. So let's see what other things we got, or what other things we can get when we click on this. It's always randomized, so just keep that in mind. So when you click it, it'll ask you, are you sure? And say yes. Alright, so this one now says Royal Flush, kill 2 Royal Guard bugs, payload ready, use Demolisher class ability 1 time, Death from above, use Sniper class ability 1 time. I mean, that's pretty easy to do, right? Maybe except for this one. So, for a bug like this one, a Royal Guard, you might be thinking, well, how do I go after that thing? Because those don't normally spawn, right? Well, sometimes, well, not sometimes actually, but most times if you're playing on a horde match, when you get to wave, usually they start to pop up around wave 6 until the end. That's when Royal Guards will start to spawn. Sometimes there'll be just 1 or 2, but then sometimes there'll be like a Royal Guard pack. And just keep an eye out for it, and you can probably wipe them out. You can also go do this in Arc, but you kind of have to stay for the whole match until the Hive Core spawns into the game. And depending on how far away you are, you might not be able to reach it because someone else might get there before you do. Okay. Sometimes on AAS during the base defense phase, you can encounter them. You can also just encounter them in Hive Hunt. There's always going to be at least 1 Royal Guard per Hive Core. The same thing with Arc. Depending on how many Hive Cores there are, you might encounter more than 1. Pretty cool, right? So that's like how you can tackle some of the daily stuff. But let's just go take a look at what we have here. Alright, drone bugs. Those should be very plentiful. You shouldn't have any issue like encountering them because they're like some of the most common bugs that you can encounter. If you really want to try to take these out, look for it, like boot up into the Hive Hunt game mode, and then check your TAC map out. You can also do this when you're in Arc, if and when the Hive Core does spawn in. If it's a drone Hive Core, then what you can do is start destroying eggs. Every time an egg is destroyed, it'll spawn in warriors and drones, but in addition, it will spawn in based on RNG. Like maybe there's some kind of like math behind it. I don't know. I don't know a thing about it, but there's always a chance for it to spawn a bug that's listed in the Hive Core type. So if it's drone, it'll be drone. it's a warrior, it'll be a warrior, so on and so forth, right? The most deadly ones that you need to really be careful of are tigers. Those ones are pretty nasty. And then it goes to gunners, and it goes to warriors. So depending on the planet, you can take advantage of it that way. If you're not a big fan of knife hunt, you can always just go. If you want to tackle, like, multiple bug types and element types, just go play on the Sparta whenever those come up, and you'll be able to encounter all bug types except for I don't think Grenadiers and Infernos spawn in the Sparta. I don't think the Royal Guard does either. Yeah, if that's not the case, let me know in the comments. But based on what I've seen so far when I've played, they just don't spawn. So those are just some ways for you to hopefully complete these things as fast as possible if that's your kind of jam. Alright, what about things like Grenadiers, Infernos, like these? Since these can't spawn in the Sparta, but they do have a chance to spawn in every other game mode, keep an eye out for a mutator that says something like Grenadier Ambush, Inferno Ambush. I don't know if that's a thing, but there's definitely one for Gunner Ambush. Anytime there's a mutator called something Ambush, that means you're going to see a larger number of that specific bug type. So there you go. Let's see. Bombardiers. Those are always super random. And sometimes even with the mutator for Bombardier Ambush, you might not see too much of them for whatever reason, but when they do spawn in, there's going to be like a ton of them. But it's going to be kind of hard to kill. So the best way to go after these kind of bugs is either get a Merida Hawkeye with the I think it's like a 2.5x scope. That's just going to allow you to zoom in so you can get the precision shot. And you probably want to also use the flamethrower. So like when they're in the air, you can just like let loose of the flamethrower. Also, if they hit the ground, just use the flamethrower on them. It's really easy to aim with a flamethrower when it comes to like the bombardiers, so you can try to get a few kills on them that way. What else? Anything else in here that might be kind of hard to do? Not really. Wow, there's one specifically for get 5k kills as a ranger. That's interesting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. But anyways, let's see. Missions. Anything in here that might be hard to do? Oh, well, the one that calls out to me is Critical Strike. I think this game mode can be one of the hardest ones to play in because to this day I still see a lot of people trying to spend too much time in reinforcement tickets on getting the side objectives done. Remember, all the side objectives are not mandatory, they are side objectives. So resource cache, weapons cache, AI troopers, you don't really need to go after them. So what you need to do is like just bypass it and look on your tech map where the final zone is, where everybody needs to congregate. It's usually in the meteor crater. Sometimes the map's going to be zoomed in, so you really need to zoom out all the way. So you really got to make sure you do that. Some people get tripped up, like, I can't see it. Can't see on the map. You just got to zoom out and then pan around. Okay. Also, if you just look around in the game itself and you just like look up into the sky, you should see a giant yellow beacon flashing in the sky. That's the direction you need to go. And you need to move fast in this game mode because the bugs, they will continually spawn in front of you, back of you, and in front of you they'll also spawn in a lot of bug holes. So you need to have something to get rid of the bug holes, or else you're going to get bogged down, and then the lane you're in is going to get like slowed down to the point where you can't even get to the final zone anymore, because now what happens most of the times is that people die and they just rush out to the field again, then they die. They're not waiting for the rest of their squad to spawn in. And what happens also is that in this cycle they either camp in the dropship or they just camp somewhere, and then they're just like infinitely stuck until another squad from the main waiting area helps them out. So this game mode it punishes you for taking your time to do the side objectives and for getting crushed super hard and not being able to move out of your lane. Unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So like I said, you just gotta run fast and keep moving. You don't want to like camp in one area for too long. So this one, Critical Strike War Hero, could be hard to do. Alright, let's see what else. What's some other crazy stuff? No, actually these seem pretty doable. Oh, Hive Hunt. If you're not a big fan of Hive Hunt, I mean, you could just do the speedrunner strat where you have you go in as a ranger. You go in with this loadout. So let me see. I think it's mobile training. Probably can take that off. Where's the other one? Oh, here we go. Here we are. So these are the two key components. Logistics training. So anytime you carry a canister or a toad, you're going to be running like super duper fast. And then mobile training, when you get hit by a melee bug, you just kind of shrug it off, and you just keep running really fast. And you have your boost jet to help you stay super mobile and nimble. And this is the build that I think people use to speedrun it. So let me switch this back before I forget. I was going to use this as an experiment in another video that I'm going to record after this. Alright, let's see. Let's get back in here. Nope. Alright, support. Oh my god, that's a lot. Heal troopers 5,000 times as a medic. My god, that's a lot. I think the same tips I had earlier about just using the stim dart and healing every little boo-boo that a trooper will get is like the way to go. You just need to be like super on the bounce and like pivot around rapidly so you can like heal up every little scratch that people sustain. Fortress Architect, 500 structures, kind of a lot, but that's really doable. What you can do is just go to Horde mode, arc mode, and you can just build up all the structures. Also, you can just use your class activated ability to build short walls, and that'll help you out even further. Because like you can build up to 30 short walls, so if you can do 30 short walls per game, that's going to help speed your way along. I mean, AAS could be pretty quick too, because those matches take roughly like 22 to 30 minutes to complete. So there's no restriction on how much you can build. I mean, it gives you, I think, about like 100,000 something ore or something. You can build like 2 or 3 bases with that amount of ore. Actually, AAS would probably be one of the best places to go out as an engineer for that. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so I think that's everything I can think of to kind of help people speed their way along the DSV missions and progression tracker here. Alright, well, I hope that helped you out. And before you head out, I appreciate if you could help me out by liking the video. If you have like any other tips to help other people out to complete their progress tracker, send that into the comments section of the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, change the notification to all. I'll let you know when I have these kind of videos go up, and well, that'll help you stay informed of new material. Alright, I gotta go. Thanks for your time. See you in the battlefield, troopers. Bye bye.